Okay, one last part here, because then it will get too much. They are attracted. They have lost their innocence as a child. They have been extremely brutalized with, well, with religion, the Christian the Christian cross. I just want people to really take a good look at this. The Christian cross is a torture instrument. People hang that around their necks with diamond studs and different things and gold and blah blah blah. And they think it's pretty. It's just as pretty as a guillotine with diamond studs and gold and stuff, dangling around the neck. Just as pretty of a sight as that. No, it's not pretty. Like, it is not pretty at all. It's disgusting. It's a reminder of humanity's insanity. That's what this is. It's a reminder of how insane people are, of how insane religions are. Okay, that's what it constantly reminds us of. But people, they lose completely touch with it. And yeah, that's another thing that I wanted to talk about in my videos today. I was thinking feverishly about last night while I couldn't sleep. Is that, I saw several documentaries, and all of them are they're very helpful in understanding the next one, even though they're completely unrelated. So, but it's law of attraction. It's I get these, of course, from the AI machine suggested, but from this theme not even related. One is about wealthy people in Germany. The other one is about child traffickers. But there are very important components in these documentaries that help to make the other documentaries much more clear, that bring out the psychology much more to the surface when we combine, when we do when we really think outside of the box and we ask questions, and when we link up things that we normally wouldn't link up neurologically. A lot of people are not capable of doing this. So they do microdosing of hallucinogenic substances in order to be able to do these cross connections between the different fields and different subjects. You don't need to do microdosing for that. All you need to do is just sit down in a quiet place and meditate. Meditate. Then the connections will happen by themselves. Okay, these loose ends of being puzzled, yeah, where information fizzles out into nowhere, and you don't know how to bring it back into some kind of context or sense. It will happen by itself. The brain has its own activity, its own. That's why I have these horror thoughts, because there's so much horror in my brain. It all wants to get through the door at the same time. It all wants to talk to me. Here I want to say, here I have something to say. Here's a stuffed animal that is gruesome for some reason, and it has something to say, and past memories and flashbacks and trauma and information from society. All of this wants to talk to me at the same time. Energies, entities want to talk to me. All of this coming at me at the same time. Okay, and I have to process all of this, and so what I do is I start talking to them. I actually start talking to them. Just talking to them. At first I talk to them in my brain, then I whisper, then I talk loud. And then when I start talking loud to them, they get a little bit, they calm down a little bit. Because then I'm finally giving them the attention, and they need the attention. I hear a lot of people say, ignore those voices. No, 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 they're evil. No, no, they're not evil voices. They are desperate. They are desperate voices. There's the desperate pain from your own childhood that you're running away from. You have to listen and look. That's what meditation also is about. That's why a lot of people don't want to meditate. That's why they're running away so fast from all of this. Child trafficking, all of the greed part, this disconnect, just they only see the dollar signs, they see what Epstein will pay them. And then Epstein and people like this who are after the innocent babies because they are broken on the inside, and instead of looking at their own brokenness and their own inner voices and this horror and the entities and all of this that resembles this trauma, that the entities come because they see you have that same trauma. They want to be understood, right? All of them. And they want to be heard. So I put them all into an audience, and including my own trauma that wants to be heard. And I say, look, okay, here, I hear you. It's horrible. It's a nightmare. It's a horror, and I hear you. I feel your pain. I know that this is not, I know you're not evil. You just want to be heard. And it works. And the tears come, okay? And then I say to myself, I deserve love. I deserve somebody who hugs me non-sexually. Someone who loves me like I love the papa dog. Who holds me like I held the papa dog and Kenny. And so these men, they are broken. They run away from their pain, and they have this adrenaline, cortisol loop of addiction, of that's where this excitement, thrill seeking comes from, and then some things become sexualized, as was the innocent children, that the innocence that was taken from them, they are then seeking in other children who had not had their innocence taken yet. So they want to take that away from them. Teal Swan said it's because they don't want to be alone with their misery, so they make someone else miserable in the same sense. That probably as well. That's another component of it. But I think the main component is they see this the innocent being, and they want that. And they don't even know where this comes from. And it comes from their own trauma. They have been robbed of that childhood, of that innocence. And also another thing I wanted to talk about is that is also that's why a lot of women become tomboys, a lot of straight women like myself, a lot of very girly women like myself. You wouldn't even, on judging from my photo, you would never think that's a girly woman. Okay, that looks like a 13-year-old fat boy, right? And that's because of the tomboy facade. The tomboy facade is an attempt to protect myself. It's a rudiment of the childhood trauma, okay, from sexual abuse. And then I saw these in that documentary film, that it became very clear that about the rich Germans that come from old wealth. They had a hunter tradition. Here in the United States, it's a real low class people that are doing hunting. And the aristocrats don't do that stuff anymore. But there are still some of these rather uneducated people from the old wealth, and I would never even say that they're aristocratic in any way. So it's just some kind of tradition, and then they have offspring, and then they just do the same type of thing. They follow into this hunting, and it's an atrocity, and they don't even realize it. It's like it's it is when you talk to them and you say this is unethical, they don't know what anyone is, that they don't know what they're talking about, because to them it's as normal as it is for me to eat pasta with spaghetti sauce or something, like it's like someone says it's unethical for you to eat pasta with spaghetti sauce. It's like, what are you talking about? I've been eating this my entire life, and I think it's okay, and yeah, I'm not worried about the organisms, that there may be some alive or microorganisms in the pasta sauce that I'm going to be boiling or something. And they see large, sentient, equally sentient to humans, animals, and to, but they don't understand that they are equally sentient to humans. So, I don't want to be misunderstood. Of course, we can eat microorganisms. We have to eat, right? Plants are alive too. We have to eat, but we cannot be eating sentient animals that are mammals the size of us. We cannot be slaughtering or hunting those animals that are alive and feeling, and they have their lover, and they have their children, and they're nursing just exactly 100% like humans. Okay, we cannot be hurting them. That's gruesome. That's horror. These hunters don't understand it. To them, it's like someone saying to me, "Don't cook the microorganisms." They are so disconnected. That's how disconnected they are. This is absolutely, absolutely horrific. We need to have ethics education in schools. We need to teach these people, these kids, that these animals are equally sentient to you. You cannot hurt another living being. Okay, that needs to be understood. That needs to be understood from the bottom up, not just top down, not just, oh, this is the law, take it. It needs to be understood from within, okay, that you cannot hurt another living being, another mammal, another bird, or any animal. They have feelings. They're sentient. An octopus too. I don't even like fishing. There's a scale of sentience, of course. Well, I would not hurt a fish either. Why? What for? You can live whole food vegan and become much healthier. If I was not whole food vegan, I would be dead. I would have had a heart attack long time ago, at age 40 already. So I'm still here. So I mean, it's not saying that it's so super that I'm still here, but I'm healthy because of that. So that's a real nice side effect. People who eat meat, they're not healthy. Okay, they're by age 40, the spiral goes down, but very quickly. Okay, and one physician I heard on the radio, he said a heart attack's not a picnic. You really do not want to experience a heart attack. Trust me, he said. And I thought, oh boy, that's not the funnest way of bleeping out. Really not. A stroke is probably much more merciful than a heart attack. Meat eaters will get heart attacks. It's just a matter of time. So go whole food vegan. Never hurt an animal or a child ever again. That's my plea to the world. Do the inwardness process. Go into meditation and allow this stuff to come up and cry with it. Flow with it. With the truth. And then things will get better. I promise that.